Have you written a powerful book? Maybe it's one that is based on your testimony, what God has done in your life. Maybe it's your ministry. Maybe it's a revelation God gave you. Maybe it was something from a sermon series or from your devotional. And you're wondering now, what do I do next with this book? Well, if you're a Christian author and you're not offering coaching, you're missing out on impact, you're missing out on income, and you're missing out on helping people experience deeper transformation. In this video and in this audio, I'm going to share with you how to do that and why you need to do that. If you don't know who I am, my name is Kymone Hinds. I'm a business coach, I'm a pastor, and I help faith-driven leaders like you turn your God-given message into a movement and into money. So I want to talk to you today about why every Christian author, and I said every, needs to add a coaching offer alongside their book. Now, before I go too far, I want to just let you know about something I do, and it's something I want to encourage you to be a part of. On this Thursday, I'm doing a workshop called the How to Make Your First 5K in 60 Days workshop. And I want to invite you to sign up for it by going to this link, www.monetizeyourministry.com/workshop. That's monetizeyourministry.com/workshop. Now, this past week, I had the opportunity of going through a particular devotional book, and it was one that was speaking to me in my life, in the stage that God has me in what I'm dealing with. And as I was going through that devotional book, what immediately came to mind is, I need more. I want more out of this author. I want a way to connect deeper, not just with the author, but with others who are going through this book, others who are facing the same things I'm facing, and this book is helping them. And that's when it hit me. I want more in terms of a coaching offer from this author. And that's where the inspiration for this video came from. That I believe that every Christian author, if you've written something based on your personal testimony and story, if it's a devotional book, and even if it's based on a sermon series, you have the opportunity to turn that into some sort of coaching offer. Now, here's the truth. Books inspire people, but coaching, that's what transforms people. Your book, it can open the door, but coaching walks them through it. See, after someone reads a book, there are questions that they want answered. There are things that they need to share with another person. And so that's why people, if you're an author of a book, people may email you or send you a message because they are looking for more. Don't just assume people just want information. Many people need application, some need accountability, and that's what coaching provides. And so I want to talk to you about 3 reasons why you need a coaching offer if you've written a book. And listen, if you are in any sort of ministry position, any sort of leadership, you need to write a book. So that's another episode. If you haven't written a book and you have been speaking on a particular topic for a while, you need to write a book on it. If you have been doing workshops on this, you need to write a book on it. And some of you who are watching this and listening to me, you've written so many messages, shared so many messages. I want to just challenge you, write the book. And after you write the book, do this next step. Now, here are the 3 reasons why Christian authors need a coaching offer. The first is people want access to you. That's it, simple. People want access to you. It's the reason why after you speak somewhere, people are outside wanting to shake your hand, wanting to ask you questions. If you do any sort of book signing, people are wanting to talk to you more. People want access to you. They read the story that you wrote. They read the devotional that you share. They read the lessons that you give. And now they want to talk to the person behind the pages. They sometimes want to ask you more about the stories you share. They want to ask you, how did you get through something that you shared in the book? They want to ask you about their particular story. And here's what happens for a lot of us. Because we're giving individuals, because we're people with a heart for others, we actually end up giving time with someone. We actually end up getting on a call with them. We actually end up giving spending time, maybe sitting down over a meal, over coffee, or on a Zoom, and we talk to them and we counsel people and we actually coach them for free. And what I'm suggesting to you is to actually formalize this process so that you have a coaching offer that gives them that proximity, that gives them that connection, that gives them that personal step and the personal help that they're looking for. So that's reason number one, right? People want access to you. They just want more. But reason number two is your book only scratches the surface. See, a book, it will plant a seed, but coaching helps those seeds to grow. Now, when you write a book on any particular topic, whether it's about grief, whether it's about marriage, Christian marriage, whether it's about, just discipleship, it creates something in someone that makes them want to grow. And that's a seed that's planted. But as human beings, we aren't able to always keep ourselves accountable, right? We aren't always able to follow through on the things that we might see and the things that we agree to. And so coaching now allows you to help them to put into practice and to help those seeds to grow. It allows you to help them to go even deeper. It allows you to be able to provide some tailored support and really apply that message. It's one of those interesting things. And if you've ever spoken anywhere and you provide one-way communication, you realize that what people take away from it and the questions they even ask, the responses you give to those questions, whether at a door, whether at a table, whether over the phone, those actually are much more applicable, much more powerful, and much more helpful for them than if you only provided one-way communication. And so a book can really provide that one-way communication, which is planting of the seed, but coaching allows you to help those seeds to grow. Reason number three, why I believe every Christian author needs to have a coaching offer, is because you're leaving kingdom impact and you're leaving income on the table. I actually think it's a matter of stewardship. Stewardship in that this isn't about greed. This is about maximizing the gifts and the abilities that God has given you. There are people who will gladly pay you to learn from you. They'll gladly pay you for your process. They'll gladly pay you to experience the breakthrough that they've been wanting to experience. See, what I think happens to us is we don't realize how much we know until we actually are in conversations, and especially coaching conversations with people. You write the book, and I don't care how long that book has taken you to write. There's so much more on your heart and on your mind that you don't even know that's there. There's wisdom that you don't know is there. And in a coaching relationship, not only are they receiving, you are also receiving, because now you're able to answer real world questions, to tap into the depth of your knowledge, and even it causes you to go back and study even more. Now, let's not miss out on the income side of this. A book, at most, you can charge maybe $20 or more for that, right? But a coaching opportunity can be in the hundreds of dollars, right? So your potential for income goes up. Now, why is that important? Now, you're a Christian author, and I know a lot of us, income, we don't want to talk about money, but what can that income do for you, for your family, and even to bless and to help others? And I think sometimes when we talk about these finances, we don't realize how much we are leaving on the table that can be used for a good purpose, to help others, to make a difference. And so there are three reasons, right, that I believe you should look at starting a coaching offer, right? Because people want access to you. Your book can only scratch the surface, and you're leaving impact and income on the table. Now, I already know there's objections from a lot of us, because some of you might say, I'm not a coach. So maybe you are listening and you're watching me right now. You're saying, Kymone, I'm not a coach. I'm just a whatever. I'm just a teacher. I'm just an educator. I'm just a social worker. I'm just a pastor. And I don't want to, what did I, and then there's this whole thing about everyone's a coach and I don't want to be labeled like that. But here's a question I have for you. Have you helped people solve a problem? Have you encouraged someone through a tough time? Has anyone ever picked your brain about the thing that you wrote in that book outside of them just reading the book? Well, if you answered their question, gave them guidance, you coached them. That was coaching, because coaching is simply guiding someone using what God already brought you through or what God has already given you. Coaching is not necessarily being the person expert up front. It's being a guide by the side. And if you are a guide by the side, that I'm going to help you take the lessons from this book and implement it for your life, you're coaching them. Now, there's the fact that there are people who are coaching that don't do it right does not mean that you should avoid being a coach when people actually need what you bring to the table. So I want to just give you 3 types of coaching offers for Christian authors. I'm going to make this really practical for you. I'm going to base this on coaching offers that I've helped people to create, and even coaching offers that are no-brainers, right? So the first is one-on-one. So someone reads your book and it is on a particular thing. You can give them the opportunity for a particular period of time, maybe 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, to walk through with you transformation based on your book. So you can look at the chapters of the book, you can look at the themes of the book, and using the chapters or the themes of the book, you can really use that as the curriculum and then meet with them one-on-one for a particular period of time to help them apply it to their lives. Second way that you can do this is what I would call a group coaching program, where you say to people who have read your book, hey, I am starting a cohort for people who are interested in my book, and it's over a particular period of time, and we're going to walk through the book, etc. Now, this can also function almost as a book club setup, right? I've seen people write books, and then after it comes out, you kind of almost leave everyone to read it and figure it out on your own. And can I just tell you a secret? Everyone doesn't always follow through on reading the book, right? Because we are humans and we buy the book and then life happens. But if you actually set up a coaching program in a book club setup, you can actually get people, they have to buy the book, commit to the amount of time, pay the resources, and then read and then show up for the coaching calls. Now, you can use those coaching calls to share new information or simply go over what was covered in the chapter and talk about application steps, talk about insights, because that's powerful because they have access to you, the author. And so a group coaching program is powerful because not only are they getting access to you, the author, they're getting access to someone else and some others who are going through a similar journey. And that is such a good value because it tells them, for whatever the topic is, they are not alone. And humans want to know that they're not doing things by themselves. So creating some sort of cohort. And I think even if your book is out, you can announce that we're doing a special cohort for the book. It's a special program. You can call it a book club. And to join, you have to buy the book. And there's the VIP option. And the VIP option, you get 6 sessions with me. And we go over different chapters in the book. And I'll bring on some guests. You can even make it really special for them. And lastly, I would just say it could possibly be a book and coaching bundle. Just kind of put it together. Someone buy the book and you offer them, if they buy the book, they get a discounted or bonus session with you. I've seen authors who put it in their book. You scan this in the book, you get a 30-minute call with me. And that gives you a chance to sometimes see who's bought your book. It gives you a chance to share with them ways that they can get more coaching with you. And it really just gives you a chance for that feedback loop and gives them a chance to get a deeper help from you. And so I would encourage you, that's a great way if you are just wanting to see what people are interested in as a result of your book. You can offer that book and coaching bundle. Sometimes that's even a good bonus to offer as you are launching your book book, if you buy the book at this time, you get this special coaching session with me. You get the group program with me, whatever it is, but it gives you a chance to get people not just to buy the book, but to connect with you on a deeper level. Now, I know I've shared a lot here, and it might be challenging you as a Christian author because you thought you wrote the book and that's the end of it. But this is not the end, because there is someone on the other end of that book, some reader, someone on the other end of that book, some leader who is reading a group of people who your book applies to, that they are wanting more from you. And I want to challenge you, if you've never thought about that before as a Christian author, to think about how you can package the message of your book into a coaching offer. Listen, if you have questions on this, just send me a DM. I'm on Instagram at Kymone Hinds. Just DM me, author coach, and I'll connect with you and I'll give you some resources on how you can create your first coaching package from that book that you've written. All right. I want to encourage you to take the lessons that you learned here in this episode and put it into practice. And if you have not done so already, I want to encourage you to register for the free workshop that's taking place this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Go to monetizeyourministry.com/workshop. Have a great day.